Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into this, I want to give a huge shout out to my new visual artist. This person has decided to step up out of the blue and ultimately just bring more to our sector and sort of, adding their contribution to this whole movement and trying to streamline things a lot better. I have to appreciate people like this that go out of their way to help us here on the channel. It really is something else. I hope everybody likes the new style, the new format, and the way we're doing things now. It's more direct, it's more streamlined, and we're just not messing about. What needs to be said is going to get said. I'm not going to be holding back my thoughts, which are honest thoughts, because of the simple fact I might upset somebody and they're going to be really upset. Now, what I do know and what I have been told throughout my life is you know you're on the right road when you are seeing bad actors, and then you're also seeing more than just yourself talking about this, taking notice of it, and actually going the extra mile. Now, I'm rarely ever taken notice of throughout my whole time being here, and a lot of people have understood that. And the people that have preached and said, you guys need to get to know this person and see what he's about. I appreciate you, because when we have people writing articles about the work that we're doing, it's groundbreaking stuff. Because guess what? Not only has our proposal reached all of the people inside LUNC, it's now reaching all of the people that use crypto news on a regular basis. So as you can see here, we've got an article written about the current proposal up to improve governance and decentralization. And this is a really important one. I'm going to be contacting validators the same as before and saying, hey, look, we've got this issue, we've got this point of failure, and it needs to be addressed. And there's no other way to go about this. I know they're not going to hand it over, and I know we're going to have to make our new one, but I didn't want to create a new one and sort of step on what's already there. I wanted to follow the correct governance procedures. And I think people are starting to understand this, even outside of the box, which is LUNC. It's actually insane for me to see someone writing about my proposals and showing it to all of the people on crypto news. People pay for adverts on crypto news and all sorts of stuff. This is a huge amount of people who are simply seeing what we're doing here and saying, hey, you need to take notice of what's going on in LUNC. And this is good sentiment. Throughout all of this, it says about the price stabilizing. The price is up 30% in the past month, all because of what we're doing, because we're making U-turns and we're making decisions that, guess what, they're turning heads. But they're not also turning the positive community's heads. They're turning the bad actors' heads. Huge X on my back. I can't even explain how personal a lot of people have taken what I'm doing, but this is all simply for the blockchain. Like I said, this is being recognized. It's not just me, okay? It's not just you who voted. It's not just all of these other validators that are supporting. It's people who actually do these kind of things for a living are going, oh, this is actually good content. We'll grab this. We'll put this up. We'll put this out there. And this is exactly what we want, okay? We need more of this. Honestly, someone needs to just create a clone machine. If someone wants to take an artificial intelligence outside of its environment and ask it to create a cloning machine, I've got no problems with people cloning me as long as the person has different colored hair or something like that. I'm getting sidetracked, but anyway, this is really good. Okay, you've got good things being put forward. You've got Tobias's statement about there being a single bad actor that wants to sabotage LUNC. This is being seen across the globe on crypto news. I have this mobile app on my phone. The majority of the people I know that use crypto use this app for all of the news because it's so good. It's so streamlined. And when we're seeing the broader consensus going, hey, there is somebody trying to sabotage Lunc, and hey, you should take notice of this. Once again, the people and powers that be, the mass media, are simply going, this is good content. We're going to create something from this. We'll post it. This will turn heads. And it's more of what we need. We need to keep the gas on. And I spoke about this leading up to parity, didn't I? About reaching parity. And it's simply being a situation where it's an open road and it's down to us as a community to begin to guide things, because we're the one who sign people's paychecks as a consensus. We're the ones that vote, and it's like the same with validators, right? I think it's really important we start to get as streamlined as possible and looking at these single points of failure, like I was speaking about this morning, which is likely to be seen as a personal attack as it was when I spoke to the person. But, you know, we need to address these single points of failure. And if people are freaking out and getting super defensive about things, you know, something's up, something's not right, and things aren't adding up. I'm so happy to see that we're being taken notice of once again. And it's not just one article, okay? It's a few articles, and each one of them saying Lunc and USTC have jumped. And it's just like, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say times are changing. There has been a U-turn in the mood in LUNC, and I'm not going to stop continuing what I'm doing. It's honestly, we need more people like me. What, you know, as horrible as it is to say, right, we've got so much dead weight, right? We've got so many of these like leeches just sucking onto this blockchain and weighing it down, preventing any like smaller projects getting in and growing, and wiping out all the competition at all costs, and all of these sort of different FUD campaigns to get rid of all these small validators where all nodes had to ramp up the prices for the only sort of reasonable, cost-effective node renting service across crypto. Had to change what they were doing because it just all got too much for them, and they had no options but to do that, to shake voting power. And it's just like, that shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to continue to go to these nuclear options and allow these bad actors to continue going full nuclear. And I think it's so important that, you know, they're saying about it's being rigged by a single actor, and, you know, they'll never directly name anyone, but we all know who this is. And it's just like, times are changing. Ambitious Lunc restoration plans isn't even close to the road that we're all on. And, you know, it's so important that everybody understands, right, that billions upon billions of dollars are now possibly involved with our sector in the future. USTC repeg, just step back and think. USTC repegs, market module goes back to the way it was. It starts burning through LUNC to maintain the peg. And, you know, before you know it, we've gone from being this low down dog chain that has been kicked down into the gutters. And, you know, we've got such a huge path ahead of us that we are a threat. You know, what people need to understand is groups like LuncDAO burnt 12% of the USTC supply for a joke. So they don't even have any USTC left, okay? I think everybody needs to understand that this is serious now. This isn't a joke. Like, this is the financial sector, and, you know, people are going to pay a lot of money to prevent all of this from happening. Why? Because billions of dollars of market flow and capture is possibly going to go through this chain instead of Luna, and Luna's not going to get an algorithmic stable coin, and it's not going to make the great comeback that it's supposed to make. You know, people need to start to understand that this is real now. This isn't a joke anymore. But I think we're getting there. I think we're starting to understand that. And like I was saying, it's really good to see all of this going on. Folks, that's all I've got for you right now. Probably another video coming out later today. I hope you're enjoying all the extra content. Consider subscribing. Consider dropping a like. Consider dropping a comment. Consider delegating with us. And if you really feel like it, buy me a coffee on Patreon. Help support in any way you can. Let the ads roll. It really, really, really does help us out. And hey, maybe one day we can get up there with people like Matthew Perry and Claybro and actually be someone who's different to everybody else and not this same copied and pasted person who is just merely trying to push their own agenda, whereas I'm not. And I think regardless of what people say, everybody understands that, because I don't want a paycheck. I don't want a position of power. I don't want to lead the blockchain. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to do what I want to do because I want to do it, because it's the right thing to do. And there's no other way to really put what I'm doing. It's all for this blockchain, and it's all to give power back to the community. Of course, it's going to upset people. It's going to remove paychecks from people's hands. It's going to take power away from people. And guess what? We're all on an even playing field. Just like when we introduced the 5% commission validators fee. What happened? Oh, the voting power becomes more decentralized. Great. Let's keep the pressure on. Have a good day. None of this is financial advice, all for educational purposes only. All the opinions expressed here are solely my own and those of myself, sat behind this desk speaking to you folks. Have a good day. Catch you in the next one.